Hello everyone, welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the iRace and V8 Supercar Series this week, coming to you from Laguna, Seca Raceway. I'm Stephen Sandman Clark, filling in for Jay Kennedy, who's not firing on all four cylinders today, so we've given him the night off and he'll take a little break, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see him back next week. And of course, this wouldn't all be possible without our good friends at Direct Clutch Services, our V8's online superstore, which is coming soon, and of course, V8 Supercar Fan Group. So of course, joining me in the commentary box tonight, we've got two of the best callers in the game when the boys are always sick. We've got Leo Gray. Leo, how you going, mate?
Yeah, doing well, Stephen. Yourself?
Good, mate. Appreciate you popping in and giving us a hand. When we put Jay out back in the pits and we've got him up on the hoist, we'll give him his 200,000k service and hopefully we'll be back next week. So we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Looking forward to the action we'll get tonight.
And of course, joining us is also, he's starting to be an old hand at this, is Des Howlands. Des, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good, boys. How's yourself?
Good, mate. No doubt we're looking forward to tonight. 25 laps around Laguna Seca. Should be a ripper.
It should be a great sprint round with the boys out there. After the dramas that we had last week, looking forward to a real clean race. And with a light little panel damage, but let's get it on.
I think we can rely on Laguna Seca always to put on a good show, so should have a lot in store for the fans tonight.
Boy, you're not wrong. And talking about drama, the race hasn't even started. The green flag isn't even ready to be unfolded. And the drama coming in tonight, news is that one of our regulars and one of our championship hopefuls, Justin Ruggie, is out. We believe he's got a broken arm. Is that right, boys? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big stories for the season, it seems, so far. Definitely wishing Justin all the best to his recovery there, but big news for sure.
It's a shame, isn't it? I mean, it really comes at the wrong point of the season. Of course, next week we start talking about our drop rounds. The championship points really start to shape up. And, there's a number of guys that were right in this. And unfortunately, the way it's going to play out, it's going to take Justin Ruggie a ride out of the fold, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was in a strong position and always super competitive as he is. No doubt we'll be itching to get back into it as soon as possible, but it's definitely going to change things for a lot of the other guys involved. So it will be very interesting to see how all the storylines play out from here on.
Yeah, sorry, you go, Stephen.
No, go for it, mate.
I was just going to, speaking of that, with last week's action, Ruggie actually slipped a little bit, and Josh Muggleton's been able to just take more of a commanding lead in this championship. So with this being the 8th round, he's really in the box seat now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking good for Muggo. We'll touch on championship points a little bit later, but I think we might get a better look at this place, probably more known as Mazda Raceway, but we like to call it Laguna Seca. And the man in the hot suit who's going to give us all the action around here tonight, Tobias Cerny from Lenovo Apex Racing UK. How you going, mate?
Hello everybody, hey guys.
Hey Tobias, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
How's your preparation been, mate, for this week? We'll get you to just slowly take us around and you can tell us a little bit about this place, but how's your preparation been as far as the lead up to this week's championship race?
Well, the preparation was a little bit difficult this time. I started, I think, on late Saturday, but I got a good setup now and found pace. And I'm looking forward to the race. Fortunately, I won't have the pace as last week.
Now, so many different turns on this racetrack. Is there one part of the racetrack that sort of does your head in the most, or one section that you don't really enjoy as much? I know so many places just to get this place, right. There's so many keys to this racetrack, but I wonder sort of what does your head in the most, I guess.
Well, it's turn 1. I don't really like turn 1. It's very difficult to get the car stopped there, while it's going quite a lot downhill. And yeah, once you figured it out how to drive there are plenty of other corners, like the left-hander before the corkscrew. If you hit the curb there on the inside too hard, you will jump off the track and you'll lose a lot of time, if not a boring car.
And we know that Laguna Seca is a track that's very easy to make a mistake on, Tobias. Would you say that presents more opportunities to you as a driver to make gains on your competitors? That if you can just stay safe and out of trouble, you know that you're going to be in for a good result. Is that right?
Yeah, stay out of trouble is difficult if you're not starting in the front. When you're starting somewhere in the back, you still have to avoid cars if they are getting into trouble. turn 1 is very, very difficult in the first lap. And braking for the corkscrew as well, as the car gets very light coming over the crest. There's one guy missing his brake marker. I would say you will see carnage everywhere, so you still have to very, very keep your eyes on the road and try to avoid see dangerous situations rising and try to avoid them. But if you get it right, I think, and you get your flow, you will have a good result by just holding the car on track.
All right, mate. We'll let you get out there as soon as you can probably find a bit of break in traffic, and we'll get you to talk around this this racetrack for us.
Yep. So I will start now. After this one. So. Leave a little bit space. Braking for the last corner is quite okay if you get it right. Just at marker 2 on the right. Get a good exit here. Focus on this track, I would say, is traction. And now we're looking to our braking point in turn 1. I would say it's somewhere here. Don't lock up the brakes. Bit tight and close on the inside. Get a good run. Third, fourth, brake hard. Hit the apexes here. They are very important to get a good run out of these right corners. Third or fourth gear, depends on how much traction you can get. Up to this left-hander, braking right under the bridge. Keep coasting a little bit. Full throttle again, braking under the bridge again. Don't hit that red curb on the inside. I mentioned before. Now coming to the corkscrew. Braking just right after the end of the curb. Many different possibilities to get through here. Second gear or third gear. Also here very a big variation of lines through this left-hander. Brake right here after the first sign. Get a good run through this. And now we're coming to the last turn, brake at number 2. Second gear for me. Not a fan of first gear. And that's a lap around Laguna Seca.
Nice job, mate. Our qualifying, we'll just have a quick look at your qualifying times. I think currently it's P15 at the moment. Is there any more in the bank for the next qualifying session coming up?
I don't know. Maybe I have 4 tenths left, but it's very difficult to get it right. As I mentioned, there are a lot of different lines after the corkscrew. In the race I did just before, I followed a guy who was hanging on the outside and turning in very late, where I'm always there for the much, for me, better inner line and use the curb to get the car around. But for qualifying, yeah, sometimes you get the corkscrew very good. But then this wasn't your quali lap, and when you're on a good lap until this point, just a tiny little moment too late or too early on the brakes and the lap is gone. So I will try it. But I'm happy with the 25 I got now, 25.8. Improvement over a second from over the last 2 days. So looking good, I think.
And it's definitely all of those little finding that balance that makes it such an exciting track for the spectators and the fans, Tobias.
Yes. Also something, not usual to see, as the surrounding of the track, the environment is a little bit different, and maybe we get some nice position of the sun during the race, making the track look very beautiful.
Definitely.
All right, mate. We're only a few more minutes away from the final qualifying session before the race gets underway for tonight. We appreciate you dropping bars and showing us all the way around Laguna Seca. All the best for tonight's race, mate, and hopefully we'll chat to you a little bit later on.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I hope I can get a better result than last time.
All the best, mate. We appreciate you stopping by.
Good stuff, Tobias.
Yes.
So you go. It's always a great insight to have one of the drivers that are consistently in the hot seat, just to show us some of the tips to get around here. It's really good, and I guess one of the guys who really knows his way around here and would love to be out there tonight, joining us tonight in the commentary box is Justin Ruggier. Justin, how you going, mate?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, mate. A little bit better than you. You've done yourself a little mischief tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be out pretty much the whole season, and I don't know, the recovery just all depends on how my operation goes on Thursday. Broke my hand on Sunday, so pretty devastating actually. And yeah, I was supposed to be racing real cars this weekend. That's put a dent in that, and possibly further opportunities further on too towards Bathurst and stuff like that will diminish as well.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Sorry to hear it, Ruggs.
Cheers, mate.
And, all that as well, talking iRacing Championship-wise, you were starting to look good too. We hadn't had the drop rounds come into effect yet, and you were starting to find some form, some really decent runs, a couple of wins on the board, and unfortunately that all goes by the wayside now. Yeah,
it's this season sort of gave me a lot of determination. Got some new gear, new steering wheel, some instruments to give me a hand with or assist me with fuel, and that was definitely helping me. And obviously seeing the same guys win all the time, that sort of drives you to, to be better than them and find some more pace and be more consistent. And I'd like to think that we will show it to them boys. And unfortunately, they're going to have a free run probably to the end of the season, and be probably between Madison and Muggleton for the championship.
So how do you play out the rest of the series, mate? Do you sit back and just become a spectator, or you start to sort of, jump on the team player side and see what else is going on with the boys at ANZ and V8 Supercar fan group, and maybe give them a bit of insight into the races coming up?
Funny you say that, because I only got home today from Melbourne, so I actually jumped on later on, probably at 4 o'clock this afternoon, jumped on and done some laps in automatic mode and one hand, and I've done a 26.3. I don't know where that puts me in respect to the other drivers, but I was going to try and race tonight one-handed, but yeah, I'll probably just assist them, mate, where I can, stay on board and see what the other boys are doing, if there's pit stop races, and see if we can do a better strategy. But yeah, sort of I lost interest, mate, because seeing the steering wheel and not being able to drive properly sort of hurts me a lot.
Mate, not making a lot of the situation. 26.3, that'll put you 21st on the grid, mate.
That's pretty funny. I mean, I only done one session, so I'll be confident probably get down to the mid-25s. But yeah, it's just incredibly hard, mate, holding on to the wheel one hand and doing automatic. It sort of doesn't blip on the downshift and sort of upshifts really early. So I don't want to ruin up anyone else's chances, mate, and my I rating for that matter.
Yeah, good point. So the road to recovery, mate, how many weeks are we talking?
My operation, I think, is Thursday, Friday, but it could be anywhere up to probably 10 weeks. So yeah, it's not looking good. Even Race of Champions, I'll probably miss that, I suppose. But like I said, the biggest killer is the real racing that I had planned between now and sort of mid-November, and also early December as well.
Well, mate, it kills us to hear it. So you're always a great competitor on track, and you're racing as first class. And yeah, it's just a shame. Some of us were even joking around when we first saw the pictures on Facebook. We thought, I wonder if Ruggy is starting to mess with our heads a little bit and trying to bluff us for tonight. But I wish that was the case, mate, because we'd all love to see you on track. And yeah, it's a real shame.
Thanks for your kind words. It's funny that even when it did happen, I asked my girlfriend, I said, am I dreaming this or what, 2 days later? But unfortunately, it's the real thing, and yeah, made a mess out of it. It's a lesson to be learnt, and I just got to press on, get better, and make sure I'm not in those kind of situations again.
Yeah, well, our thoughts are definitely with you, Justin. Here's hoping that you come out even stronger on the other side, mate.
Cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, well, I guess we're not too far from qualifying, mate, so I guess we'll let you go, and you can go and chat to the boys at ANZ and fire them all up, and hopefully they can punch out a decent result for tonight.
Cheers, will do. Thanks again, guys, for the kind words, and I'll be watching the race, and we'll see who the best man will be on the P1.
All right, all the best, mate, and don't be a stranger, mate. If you want to pop your head in every now and then, it'd be good to have a chat to you. We're going to miss you on track, mate, so speedy recovery, and we'll chat to you very soon, I hope. Cheers, boys. Take care.
Have a good one, Justin.
Unreal, isn't it? So you don't think about all the little things that can possibly go on. You just think each and every week that you just slide back into your sim rig and off you go. And unfortunately, a little turn like this is where he's done some damage to his arm and he can't race anymore, and it just kills the championship for him. It's a bit of a heartbreaker, isn't it?
Yeah, and also highlights just how much sort of goes beyond the online side of things here. This is one thing to us, you and me, the punters, I guess. But then the drivers in these cars, it's so much more than just what they're doing here on the screen with us. Justin obviously having aspirations in the real life side of things, and it's unfortunate to hear it all get all sort of come falling apart. But as we said, hope it all works out for the best in the end.
All right, so the cars are on track for final qualifying, and we see driver of the Tats.com Falcon, Josh Muggleton, on screen. And of course, he's our current pole sitter at the moment. His fastest time for the week, 24.643. He's got a couple of tenths up his sleeve over his own teammate. So the boys at Tats.com are fairly confident at the moment. Their times are pretty good, but of course, as we often see in this series, the final qualifying session does throw up a couple of different surprises. So it'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds in this final qualifying session.
Yeah, they're definitely moving out there. So it'll be very interesting to see if there's anyone that can take the fight to the boys, or whether they'll be able to improve on their own times.
Of course, so much going on now. The big shake-up with Justin Ruggier, who will be out of the championship now. It really does sort of open it up a little bit as far as, I guess there's probably 3 or 4 guys that are probably title contention now. Muggleton just has a bit of a moment and he'll abort that lap. Unfortunately, would have got a cut track penalty there, so that erases that. But back to the championship, it's Josh Muggleton on 17.33, and of course this is all before drop rounds come into consideration next week. Then you got Lee Dane second on 15.41, Madison Down on 1,500 points, and then of course Sean Kelly on 14.86. So now with Justin Ruggier out of the picture, it really does come down to those 4 guys with Muggleton, Day, Down and Kelly.
Yeah, even though it looks like a bit of a gap down towards or down beyond Muggo there, once these drop rounds come into effect, things are going to tighten up a little bit, and all the way down, Madison Down and Sean Kelly, they're still in with a shot for sure.
Of course, the second of the Tats.com boys are on screen, Madison Down. He's got a decent lap together so far. The boys seem fairly happy with their setup so far, and I guess that's all in the times too, where Muggleton's got himself sort of, we were saying, it's about 2 tenths at the moment over Madison Down. So we'll see what time he punches out this time as Madison crosses the line with a 25.1. So not quite there, still a couple of tenths off the pace, but still plenty of time to go in this session.
It's also why this qualifying session, why we like it so much, Steve, because it's when the boys can really lay it all on the line. They've already set times for the week, and now's where we see if we can get anything more from the tank.
And of course, the man on screen, Sean Kelly, having a red hot go into turn 1. Yeah, we've seen it so many times, isn't it, where final qualifying really does mix things up a little bit. The boys have had probably about as much practice as they can handle, and they've really got this place down pat, or they've really started to get on top of these setups, and that's when the big numbers punch out. So it's never really an easy session, regardless of where you are in the points, in the position, for qualifying. So even though Muggleton's got himself a couple of tenths up his sleeve, he's still not walking around sitting pretty at the moment.
Also goes to show just how competitive this field is. Everyone that's in the cars taking part tonight, they're all fantastic steerers, and we can definitely rely on them to bring it out of the bag in this session.
So Kelly comes up to the corkscrew now. Looks like the car's fairly settled as he's on the brakes and just clips the curbs there on either side. He's done a good job.
Yeah, it seems that Sean tonight hasn't set a lap so far this week, so this is going to be his chance to get a good spot on the grid. Obviously, with the way that Laguna Seca is, qualifying position is very important to having a good race.
He pushed wide there through the centre of the last one.
Yeah, so starting his lap. Hopefully that hasn't hurt him too much.
Oh, that was the end of that one. Sorry, Leo.
Oh, was it?
He's dropped to 25.8, so
Well, there you go. Just
Still
have a look at the
outside
time
of the 10.
sheets. Yeah, so what's that? About 14th, I think that puts him at the moment.
not bad for the first flyer of the week for him, though. So
Yeah, definitely a good effort. And we've got Lee Day on
Oh,
spot.
Oh,
That just that's a perfect example of the fine line that you need to straddle at Laguna Seca. You know, you only need to be millimeters off and you're in big trouble.
I think that'll be it for him.
it's dangerous, isn't it? Once you get off track, that's pretty much game over. So he's quickly darted back to the pits and he'll start again.
And it's so easy to do here as well. That's where the trouble really strikes.
Met on screen, Wayne Burke, Wayne C. Burke as we know him. He's obviously known to us in the truck series too, so it's good to see him having a bit of a steer and everything, and now it's time to wrestle the Falcon around Laguna Seca.
He took a lot of curb on that corner there, and it's also a good time to highlight those red curbs in the centre there. They can really get you in trouble.
Example.
Perfect example there, mate.
As I said.
Wow.
I hope we haven't put the commentator's curse on him there, but...
Mate, I reckon that's your first one. That was brilliant.
We'll have a look at Marlon McMullen.
Starting to think I was watching a bit of Casey Stoner action there. The amount of two wheels he had going there, but never mind. I guess that's one of the dangers too, where some of these guys leaving qualifying up until the very last session. I mean, if it doesn't take much to run wide like we talked about, or get balked by a lap car, and if you can't punch out a decent time, that can really ruin your chances of making the race tonight.
That's right. In this session, only 20 minutes. It can disappear pretty quick if you're not careful. Next thing you know, you'll be stuck without a time on the board and in big trouble.
Marlon starting a lap this time. He's actually following Troy Cox up ahead of him in the TTR machine, so might be able to score an extra tenth there with a toe if he gets close enough.
He's having a red hot go. Just trying to have a look down the time sheets. I don't know if Marlon's punched out a time yet so far. Well, I haven't got him in the top 25 anyway at this stage. We're hearing from our good director. He has punched out a time of 26.6 for the week, so that puts him out of the top 25. So he's definitely looking to find a couple of tenths just to get him up the order a little bit more.
26.6. That's, yeah, he's 2 seconds off the pace there, really. If he can find another second, and it puts him into the top 10.
Well,
that thing definitely moving around under brakes.
Yeah, the rear is not happy at the moment on that powerbomb car.
The approach to the corkscrew always difficult, and that one immediately following it, rainy curve they call it, is another challenge.
Still, and he misses the apex at the next one.
Yeah, he's called it.
Really pushing hard there, McMullen. So have a look at Matthew Hill, a Grand Am commentator.
Just have a look there. The timesheets. Matty Hill's fastest time for the week, 25.548. Puts him P8. Oh, he's going to abort this lap.
He
there we go.
was
Sorry.
close. That was
25.8.
25.8, yes. The Madison down, beginning another hot lap. He rounds the final turn there. It's very critical to get a good run out of that corner because this is the longest straight on the track. There's not many places to stretch the legs on the big V8.
Oh, as he's pushed wide through one.
Yeah.
Good exit out of 1A.
That's the one thing I do love. Sorry, mate. I was just going to say the one thing I do love is seeing these guys how they attack the corners. Everyone's got a little different, way they approach or exit the corners. But it's good to see the way he attacked that turn one. It looked like he was really going to be wide there, but turned it in nice for the exit.
And it's one of the things that makes this track so interesting, isn't it, Steve? Even though at first it looks like it's pretty well a one-line racetrack. He's aborted the lap, by the way, but there's a lot of different ways that you can take some of these corners. Turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 a perfect example, and then the corkscrew, as Tobias mentioned earlier. So there's a lot of ways to put together a good lap here.
I believe we've got Matty Hill on screen again.
I think he's on an outlap there, sorry.
Don Kelly rounding the final turn. Let's see what he's got for us. Currently sitting on a 25.84 for this session. There's traffic ahead. It'll be interesting to see how that affects him.
And Richard Elwood, he'll pull off. He's got an old head on him.
That's what we like to see. Great sportsmanship between the boys. That's
Yep, that'll end that one.
Doesn't take much,
just caught the track.
Whoa. Our timing's fantastic tonight, isn't it? It seems that everyone we look at gets real out of shape.
And you know, at the end of this play, if everyone gets cranky at us and all the drivers are saying you're putting the mocker on us, we get to blame you because it's your first night in the com box, mate.
Yeah, well, with the way we're going, what I can say to that is at least we're being even about it. If we're putting the mockers on everyone, then it's a level playing field again, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no favouritism here at V8 Online at all.
Most definitely. We just want to see a good show, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Carlin comes to the line. His personal best so far is a 37.1. Bit off the pace at the moment.
So that's a 27.6 for him.
That's just gone to his personal best, so...
Going to go on board with Josh Muggleton here. See if we can get a bit of an idea of what sort of lines he's taking through the first turn coming up.
And the short shift too. That was actually good to be riding there. Just listening to him. Short shift, and geez, he was really riding that brake coming into that turn and really relying on the rear to get him around the corner.
Yeah, the amount of correction he was having to put in, the amount of steering lock just to keep it in a straight line was impressive.
Of course, you hate to hear of all the things that we've just been talking about with the likes of with Justin Ruggier and his bad luck, but it does sort of give Josh Muggleton a bit of a sigh of relief for the championship, doesn't it? Because no doubt Ruggier's he's just ruined that lap, unfortunately. But we know Ruggier's a huge contender in the championship, so one less person for Muggo to worry about come the next couple of weeks.
Well, the thing is, with how tight this field is and how competitive everybody is, all it takes is it's so difficult to get an advantage, and they're definitely going to be looking to maximise. Just unfortunate that it has to come under these circumstances.
Have a look at Matthew Hill through the corkscrew.
I'm thinking he might be on an outlap because I thought he took a bit too much curb through the corkscrew. So, and of course, that would have wiped his time if he was on a hot one. So I think he's just about to come out of the last turn and put out a fire. Of course, time's slowly ticking away. We've already gone nearly 16 minutes left. 16 minutes gone in this session. So coming up to the 4-minute mark for these guys. So if they're not on a hot lap now, they want to be thinking about getting back to the pits and getting ready to start one.
Yeah, this session over before you know it, but this is where things should start to heat up. He's using a lot of road on the right there.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was good to watch, actually.
Nice tidy line through the first turn. Take a bit of curve on the exit. Looking like a tidy lap at the moment from Matthew Hill.
Yeah, he's making it look easy a little bit because he doesn't look like he's fighting the car, and that's exactly what you want. You want a car that's just going to be super aggressive but sort of sticks into every turn that you turn it into too. So he's having a red hot go, but the car actually looks really good to drive.
And it's always the laps that that look nice and safe that always pop up high on the timesheets, isn't it? Smooth run through the corkscrew. Does look like a good run from Hill.
Nice turners and prepares the car. Oh, runs a little bit wide, and that will be it. No, he's still getting on with it, so maybe it hasn't cost him a time yet.
So I've just noticed that his car's starting to push towards the end of that lap, so
And that could
he's
be
really.
time pressures.
I actually think he's trying to throw it in, trying to get those extra couple of tenths. Yeah, 25.5, so very close to moving up. That one actually didn't count for him for the session, so
Yeah.
must have been an off track.
So we just try and find a driver that's on a hot lap. So many guys now at the point of qualifying now that they know they need to be either starting a hot lap or on it now. It's about 2 minutes left to go in qualifying.
Now, just quickly for those that might be new to iRacing or first-time viewers for us, with the qualifying sessions here, it's big slide by Marlon McMullen there. It's vital that the drivers put in a clean lap. They can't drop the wheels off the track or run off the circuit, otherwise the lap won't count.
Just something interesting to note, guys. We've got Brett Stiles out on track in his Fast Track Sims TTR machine. He's just started a lap. Personal best for the week is a 25.7, so
He's got a 25.7 in this session, so he's probably another one of the boys that are looking to capitalise from this final qualifying session of the night.
Yeah, so that if he doesn't improve on that time, that'll start him in 14th place at the moment. So it's good to see Brett out there and wringing its neck.
yeah, not one we usually see out behind his rig. Usually he's sitting there improving his rig before he even gets a chance to race.
Mate, that is one man's posts I get a little bit jealous of every time I see him on Facebook, and some of the photos he's put up there. The work that he does is sensational.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a bit of traffic coming up here, but hopefully that hasn't cost him too much time. And as we say that, loose into the corkscrew.
Shallow entry into that left-hander.
There's so many different lines you can take through that corner. There's a lot of different ways to make speed. Yeah.
So we're almost done for qualifying, boys. About 15 seconds to go. As we check out Josh Muggleton, he should cross the line just in time to start his last lap. And
We've got Madison down right behind as well. Having a bit of a blink there. I hope that's not going to be a problem for Madison tonight.
As they always say, it wouldn't be Monday night for Supercars without Madison having connection issues.
They only just made it across the line before we've got the checkered flag out, so
this is it for the guys. Let's see what they've got.
Just have a look at the fastest time for our session, 25.1 for Madison down. Haven't really bothered the fastest times of the week so far, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys can peel out for the last lap.
Yeah, quite heavily this time.
Oh, Madison's looped it back there, but nonetheless, Muggleton's still on it.
Yeah, Muggo's lap looks like it's been pretty tidy. It's and as I say,
there he goes. We're here in Lee Days, just missed out by 100th for his PB, and I think that will wrap up final qualifying from Laguna Seca, boys.
yeah, that's all she wrote with the boys.
Definitely saw a lot in the session there. It's also shows to highlight just how difficult this track really is.
We'll go to the qualifying results for the session. Madison down topped it with a 1 minute 25.1, 7.7. But Dean O'Brien jumping up there with a 25.3. Dale Niche, 25.5. Matthew Hill also with the 1 minute 25.5, 6.2. Waynesy Burke, Lee Day, Brett Stiles getting a 125.7 in. Troy Cox just shy of his best with a 125.7. Sean Kelly a 125.8. Benjamin Delac 125.9. Over the page we got Michael Wilson, Carwin May, Simon Black, Richard Elwood, Nathan Britton improving by a couple of tenths, Dave Oliver, Reece Goldfinch, Bo Cattell, Ian Ford, and Josh Muggleton not posting a competitive lap time. Also, Marlon McMullen unable to capitalise in this session.
Well, there you have it, boys. Final qualifying all wrapped up, done, ready for round 8 with the iRacing V8 Supercars from Laguna Seca. We're going to take a short break here on V8's Online, but please stick around. We'll be back in a few moments' time for the next round of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. Thanks to our good friends at Direct Hire Services and V8's Online Superstore, and of course V8 Supercar Fan Group. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time.
Tomorrow may not come.
Hello and welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. This week coming to you from Laguna Seca, 25 laps to continue this amazing championship. So much going on, and we wouldn't be able to do it with our good friends at Direct Clutch Services, V8 Online Superstore, which is coming soon, and of course V8 Supercar Fan Group. I'm Stephen Sandman Clark, filling in for Jay Kennedy, who's not firing on all four cylinders tonight. We've given him the night off, and slipping into the commentary box tonight. Joining me is Leo Gray and Des Hellman. How you going, boys?
Doing well, Steve. Doing well. We've already seen an exciting qualifying session and looking forward to the race.
Laguna, baby. Let's get this on.
Now, so much to talk about. And, of course, if you weren't around for our qualifying broadcast and you haven't heard the news on Facebook, one of our title contenders, Justin Ruggier from V8 Supercar Fan Group, unfortunately is going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, big loss for the series. Always a very strong competitor, and it's a shame that he's out of action. But definitely wishing him all the best from the team here.
Of course, our track preview on screen. We're racing at Laguna Seca, 2.23 miles or 3.6 kilometres, 11 turns, and we're coming from Monterey, California. So, brilliant little racetrack and famously known for the corkscrew.
It is one of the world's most famous racetracks. It's an iconic location, and the corkscrew, everybody knows that it's a real challenge. It's a very unique corner in the world.
Yeah, and we're looking at having a strength of field of 4,019, so not as high as we've been used to in the last few weeks, but still some big names out there with the reduction of Justin Ruggier.
Now, of course, someone who always joins us in the commentary box and running up and down pit lane is our very good friend, thanks to Astro Gaming Headsets, Reese Gardner. Reese, how you going, mate?
Not too bad, Sandman, but I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Laguna Seca. I know that I'll be dropping the bomb there, but better the V8's online field than me.
Now, it's going to be a pretty cruisy night for you somewhat, mate. No pit stops, it's pretty much a sprint race.
Yeah, sprint race of 25 laps, and I suppose it being an easy night for me is going to be a bit of an advantage because I'm running on 3 hours sleep. Lucky me. So here we go.
Mate, you're committed. At least you've shown up. Jay Kennedy's pulled a heart muscle and said that he couldn't do it tonight. So it's good to see that someone's dedicated to V8's online that will actually show up after only a couple of hours sleep.
Oh yeah, I'm rather disappointed in Jay. That's just unacceptable.
Well, we appreciate your help, mate, and we look forward to talking to you through the broadcast. We'll quickly touch on the starting grid. Of course, the times up there. Josh Muggleton punching out a decent lap, 24.643. A couple of tenths over his teammate, his Stats.com teammate Madison Down. In third place, got Dean O'Brien. Lee Ellis, good qualifying run for Lee in fourth place. Michael Fabian in fifth. Wayne Burke in sixth. Troy Cox in seventh. Matty Hill in eighth. Lee Day in ninth. Sean Kelly in 10th. In 11th place, our man that did the hot lap, Tobias Zerny, in 11th. In 12th place, Sanjin Delika, sorry if I've got that wrong, mate. In 12th, 13th, Michael Schreier. 14th, Samuel Collins. In 15th, it's Carl May. In 16th, it's Bo Cattell. In 17th, Richard Arwood. In 18th, Marlon McMullen, probably a little bit further back than we're used to seeing Marlon. In 19th, Simon Black. One of our commentators here at V8's Online, Anthony Kernich, is having a steer in the V8, so it's good to see him in there in 20th place. In 21st, this will test me, won't it? Stepjen Jembrekina, sorry if I got that wrong, mate. And of course, Marty Atkins will round out your 22 car field for this 25 lap race around Laguna Seca.
Ooh, Marty Atkins from the back of the field. He's going to be one to watch.
Kernich back there too, no doubt, will be wanting to cut his way through.
Yeah, of course, Kernich more known for his oval track prowess, but it's good to see him having a steer here. Hasn't punched out a qualifying time, so he'll have his work cut out for him back there in 20th position.
Yeah, but a very fierce competitor he is, and same as all the other boys in the field. Definitely looking forward to an exciting and close race tonight. Boys gridding up now as we speak.
All right, so just before we get underway, boys, a quick tip. Who's your tip? Who are we going to go for the outright win tonight, boys?
Well, I think it is hard to look past Josh Muggleton. He's 2/10 clear of Madison Down, and I think that we're going to see a very strong performance from those two guys. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens through the rest of the field, though.
Des?
Look, I'm pretty interested in that, in Dean O'Brien sitting there in third. He's done a great time, and maybe these Tats boys just might have a bit of a kerfuffle down in turn 1, and we can get some other boys up there with O'Brien and Ellis and Fabian. It's real fast boys sitting right behind them, so going to be on.
Yeah, well, you never know what will happen at turn 1 at Laguna Seca. That's why we like it so much.
So a strong field, 22 cars. As it arrives, we start the 25 laps around Laguna Seca. It's going to be a drag race to turn 1. Josh Muggles and Madison Down starting off the front row. It's a good start, Madison Down actually, but look at that, Lee Ellis back there from 4th place. He's really got a good charge, and he'll start to look up the inside of the Tats.com boys.
We look through, they're 3 wide.
Up there. Still side by side, bit of contact a little bit deeper in the field.
Everyone getting through turn 2.
So a decent start at the moment. It's Josh Mugginson leading over his teammate Madison Down. Lee Ellis in 3rd. Dean O'Brien 4th. Michael Fabian running at the top 5. But a really good start for these boys. Nice and clean.
Yeah, single file at the front, but still very hot in the back. You've got drivers jostling for position as they start to head up the hill towards the corkscrew.
You see our man Tobias Zerni, he's got his hands full. It's like a couple of guys tussling for position around him.
Oh, is he a little bit wide through there?
Yeah, you can't do too much of that. You'll find yourself in trouble if you drop a wheel off. Very easy to do here at Laguna Seca.
We've got Marlon having a bit of a look here for position.
Oh, contact.
Oh, looks like he's having trouble. Looks like May's just Carl May's just having a bit of an internet issue there. Was blinking a little bit, so that would have thrown Marlon. He's going to look up the inside here.
Way on the inside.
Can't quite get the power down, and Day will just, Carl May will just really start to use that power down speed and just start to pull away a little bit on Marlon.
Yeah, got a good run out of that final corner, but interesting to see whether he'll be able to pull away. May runs a little bit wide, and Marlon has a look up the inside again, but once more, can't complete the pass.
He's going to have another look, maybe. No, we'll just check out the action with Ellis on the screen. Of course, coming off a decent run last week with that TTR 123.
Yeah, and we've got it again, but the Tats boys have jumped out to a 1.3 second lead over Ellis, so...
But there's definitely pressure on him. You've got Dean O'Brien hanging right with Lee Ellis, sitting in 4th at the moment.
I think that's what Lee needs to do, is not sort of worry about the boys up front. He knows what sort of pace that those two Tats.com boys will do, but he just needs to run his own race, get himself into a bit of a rhythm, and if he can hold off the pressure there from Dean O'Brien for the next couple of laps, you know, maybe he may be able to start pull away.
Yeah, he's off the pace, and still cars going by.
Yeah, Wayne C. Burke looks like he's had a little bit of a moment.
He's actually cut the left-hander of the corkscrew massively. Every tyre off the track, so he's just slowed down and let 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3, 4.
So we'll check out the race recall replay for that. Yeah, unbelievable. So that's just a slowdown penalty you get for that off-track excursion that he's had, unfortunately. So, yeah, bad luck. That'll drop him quite a few spots.
Yeah, shame to see him lose so many positions, but at least he doesn't have any troubles with the car.
Well, he's already positioning himself on Sandgin to make the move, so...
And back up the front, we've got Dean O'Brien putting pressure on Lee Ellis.
So Marlon's getting the move done, but May's got... No, May just falls in line.
There's action everywhere we look at the moment.
Yeah, just looking at this battle again with O'Brien and Ellis, you can see that Dean O'Brien's pretty keen to get the job done, because he looks up in front of him and you can see those two Tats.com boys just really pulling away. So they're really starting to gap the field. So he knows that the time is now to get that job done, so those boys don't get too much of a gap. Oh, he has a bit of a moment on exit there. Just clips a bit of curb there for Dean O'Brien, but holds on to it nicely.
I love the way that the field compresses. Oh, bit of internet issues there it seems, but I love the way the field compresses through the corkscrew and then fans out at Rainy Curve. There's a lot of ways that you can make speed at this place, and definitely seeing that tonight.
Quick look at the time. It's nearly 4 seconds. The two boys up front, Muggleton and Down, have pulled over Lee Ellis. So Lee's just trying to get himself in a group, and a lot of pressure behind him. Dean O'Brien, Michael Fabian, Matty Hill, Sean Kelly, they're all there ready, snapping at his heels, ready to grab that last spot on the podium at the moment.
And look at the lap times between the two leading cars. On the previous lap, they were separated by only 1/100th of a second. Also worth noting that there are only 2 cars in the 25s at the moment.
It's incredible, isn't it? 25.734 for Muggleton, 25.734 for Down. And then you go back to this battle with Ellis, who's doing 27.0. So, yeah, they're getting themselves in a nice little rhythm. But Ellis, although he's got these boys snapping his heels, it looks like O'Brien's sort of look up the inside. It's going to be side by side contact. Ellis is gone! He holds on to it. These guys still into each other, but this will bring Michael Fabian right into the fold. He's going to get up the inside of Dean O'Brien as these all guys come down.
Contact again. Here comes Hilly, 3 wide.
Hilly's going to get up the inside here, 3 wide.
Wow.
Oh, there's contact there.
He's got the elbows out.
And Kelly
And is that Sean Kelly coming through?
creeping 2 positions up with the drive.
Wow, it didn't take much to fire up these boys. They saw a bit of an opportunity where Dean O'Brien was having to look up Ellis, and then those guys made a bit of contact, and that brought the rest of the field into it.
Matthew Hill pushing hard on the outside. He's not giving up a spot, but then has to slot in behind Sean Kelly. And everyone else is going to be lining up to try and get a piece of the action as we speak.
Yeah, Lee Ellis is actually forming a bit of a train here, and these boys are already impatient to get past.
This battle that Hilly's trying to get that position on Kelly. Really close as they get through the turns.
He's got to run, but this next corner you can't pass that, can you? It's too tight.
Yeah, you've pretty much
got to
asked
set
for
yourself
trouble.
up for a run up to the corkscrew. So
He's got that, but Kelly's just going to place his car.
He's had a big moment in front of him. He's going to run wide. That's an off track. So he's going to slow down. He's going to lose a lot of positions.
Hill capitalises. You've got to put a lot of pressure on people here, but make sure you minimise your own mistakes, and that's exactly what he's done.
Just seen Troy Cox having a bit of a moment, just trying to avoid all the carnage there.
Wayne C. Burke passed.
Nose to tail. Fabian and Hill in the last turn.
Of course, it's not going unnoticed that Hilly and Fabian, they're old sparring partners from the past, and there's a bit of a chatter between the boys. Hilly's run wide.
Contact.
Hilly's had a bit of hit on the tour, so Fabian there, they're going to run side by side. Hilly had position there. Fabian's going to be around the outside. He's going to have his work cut out for him. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose a position to Lee Day.
Inside here.
Oh, it's all
Hill's
about
side by
position.
side.
Can Fabian hold on though? He's going to try and get the run to the inside.
Lee
Kelly
Day
looking as well.
having a
Oh,
lot.
Fabian's dropped up.
Did a very
He
good
is.
job to hang on to it there, did Michael Fabian, but he's still under pressure.
Had the rears all sorts of locked up.
Oh, they don't want to be side by side through. A lot of give and take for these boys. And that's going to bring Wayne Burke right into the fold now. He's going to be on the outside coming into the corkscrew. That's dangerous stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be there. And who's that having a look?
Oh, yeah, got Troy Cox there. He's right into the fold too. He can see these guys squabbling in front of him. He knows there's a missed opportunity. Unfortunately, last lap round in that very corner, he got real crossed up. Lost a bit of time, but he can really start to make that ground back onto the back of Wayne Burke.
And 2 laps later, we've got O'Brien back on the back of Ellis.
Definitely got some pace there, does Dean O'Brien. He's been a little bit quicker than Lee Ellis, but time's just starting to even out now at the front.
Oh, crazy couple of laps there, boys. We could probably catch our breath a little bit now as the guys start to go single file, but...
Well, it's not over yet. Troy Cox is still under pressure from Samuel Collins. cars are diving every which way to try and make the most of each opportunity that they get.
Have word that Dean O'Brien's having a couple of internet issues, unfortunately. And of course, while this is all happening, we'll go and chat to our man in the pits, Reece Gardner, thanks to Astro Gaming Headsets.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to say this has been an awesome race that we've been having so far, but much to the detriment of my pit reporting, every time I get together a bit of info to tell you guys, something happens and the field shuffles again. Come on, guys.
Actually,
what
while
an
it's happening,
inconsiderate field
it's
of
happening
drivers.
again. Look at it, Hilly's had to grab Lee Day. Oh no, Hilly's had to give up.
I think he's got
position.
a cut track. I think he's got a cut track there.
Yep, so Fabian's right to the back of him. So Hilly's got Kelly that's gone past and Lee Day's gone past him.
Isn't that the worst feeling?
Oh, we got a spin there. Is that
Oh, no.
right there?
I think that might be...
That's Troy Cox.
Oh, yes.
So he's looped it. Oh, unbelievable! We'll try and get a race recall replay of Troy Cox just having a big moment coming onto the front straight. And I think he's looped it all by himself, boys.
Yeah, he's got a bit of the inside curb and power down, and just around she went. 650 horsepower, pretty easy to lose it.
So
Just
much stuff happening, boys. I can't believe it. We'll quickly run through the top 10 as they stand. It's Josh Muggleton and Madison Down. These boys got an 8.6 second lead. So it's a 1-2 for the Tats.com boys. In third place, Lee Ellis, but that battle is not over. We've got Dean O'Brien really pulling him in, trying to get that position off Lee Ellis. And then back in fifth place, it's Lee Day, Sean Kelly in sixth, Matty Hill in seventh, Fabian in eighth, Sanjin in ninth, and Wayne Burke rounding out your 10.
And up in 11th position was our in-race reporter from earlier. Gave us a whole lap to Tobias Journey. He's going to want to close up to this battle pack that's raging on in front of him. Sorry, cut you off there, Reece. Go on.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say concerning Michael Fabian, Matt Burgess, the team chief over at Overclockers AU, says that there are some rear issues for Fabs combined with, in his words, a bunch of drivers who need to learn how to pass cleanly.
Yeah, we saw a bit of in-race chat. A couple of boys weren't too impressed about what was going on, but seems to be the way, doesn't it? When these V8 races start, all the boys are bunched up.
But yeah, Fabs is being encouraged to keep up the pressure on the cars in front.
We've run through some gains and losses once we've hit 9 laps. Big movers is Lee Day and Sean Kelly capitalising on everyone's argy-bargy moves up 4 spots, and Sanjin's up 3. And the biggest losers is really Wayne C. Burke after he's off track, and Michael Fabian's lost 3 as well. Troy Cox down 11 with his spin off the last turn.
There's been a lot more overtaking than that, of course, because what we've seen is cars passing and then being repassed once more. So there's a lot of action everywhere you look, and it's still continuing on.
Yeah, this battle isn't over between Ellis and O'Brien. Of course, this is the last step on the podium. The two leaders at this stage, if you call it that, they're separated by half a second. So it's Madison Down and Muggleton. They're both up front, but it's a battle here between Ellis and O'Brien. And O'Brien looking real racy back there, even though he is blinking a little bit.
And they're trading quick laps too. Looks like Ellis was about 2 tenths quicker that last lap, but Lee Day is ranged right up onto the back of him once more. So definitely on between these two. Looks like Ellis taking a bit of a shallow line there to stay defensive on Lee Day, but a little wiggle from Day on the exit there.
I think you'll find that Dean O'Brien. Sorry, Leo?
No, my mistake there.
Lee Day is actually doing his best to try and bridge the gap from the pack and catch these guys, but he's on comparable lap times to Ellis and O'Brien, so...
Well, maybe if those two start going at it a bit, it will give Day the opportunity to close the gap a bit.
Fab's had a look at Hilly around that turn 2 complex.
Oh, sorry, boys. Just having a look. Looks like Dean O'Brien's had a bit of a moment. He's lost a bit of ground on the back of Ellis.
Definitely has. That might give Lee the breathing room that he's after. Of course, when you've got one car giving you pressure from behind, it's very difficult to maintain a quick speed because, of course, the most defensive way around the track isn't necessarily the fastest.
And that's what we've just touched on with Lee Day. That's really starting to bring him into the fold, because that loss of time that he's had, that Dean O'Brien's had from the back of Ellis, that's really starting to bring Day into the fold. Have a look at this battle back here. Richard Elwood and Troy Cox. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, Elwood's actually moved his way up the field. He was able to move both the Fincar OSR boys in Marty Atkins and Simon Black and move past them, and he's gotten Troy Cox after. Oh, Coxie's looking. Big dive under brakes.
Of course, Cox is
Whoa, not over yet.
having a good battle. Of course, he's recovering from that spin. He started the race in 7th place, so that'll now move him up to 17th position. So, unfortunately, he's got a fair bit of work to do to catch the next car in front of him.
Better change of position here. Michael Fabian up to 7th, past Matthew Hill. See if looks like it was in the turn 2 complex.
Sorry, he's had a moment too. Fabian's he's run wide off onto the grass, and Hilly's got him back. So it's a change of position again. Matty Hill, Michael Fabian, these guys having a good battle there, but just run a little bit wide there for Fabian and had to give up position for Hilly.
Yeah, well, Hilly did it. He ran wide in turn 2, so just return a serve, really.
Look at the run that Wayne Burke's got on Sanjin there.
Oh!
Very deep under brakes. Burke trying to tighten up his line on the exit and get a good run onto the straight.
A little bit of a wiggle there from Burke under power, so.
Yeah, you've got to be really patient in getting that power down, but at the same time you want to make a move on something, but as he looks deep under brakes, closes up into turn 1. This battle has been going on for quite a number of laps now between these 4 on screen. And doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon either.
Well, with all this action going on, we've almost forgot about the boys who are up front. Josh Muggleton, Madison Down, a nice little tats.com these guys have got mowing. Looks like last 26.605, Madison 25.83. So these boys are just settled into a bit of a rhythm and just starting to walk away from the field. Like seconds. They've got over 3rd place Lee Ellis.
Yeah, I can't see Madison being too happy about being in 2nd. Sure, he's trying every trick in the book he knows to get up to Muggleton's rear end and just dance around in those mirrors and try and make a move.
He was a little bit quicker that last lap, but still it's not going to be enough to make a pass by any stretch. Muggleton doing everything he needs to do right now to hold on.
Identical lap times again, that lap.
We're hearing a bit of speculation. Matty Barron reckons that the TTR boys, the Tats.com boys, cars would have to be built by Triple Eight, the sort of speed that these guys got going at the moment.
Yeah, well, they've certainly got a stronghold on this race at the moment. There's no one else that's got the pace to challenge them. Looks like they're the only drivers in the 26 at the moment. And still, those lap times are remarkably close.
Sorry, news for you, boys. Looks like Dean O'Brien's got a cut track at the corkscrew last lap, and he's actually stopped on the last turn to clear that, and now he's got Day all over him.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time to the back of Ellis. It just goes to show you just how easy it is just to get a cut track, and where you have to give up so much time. It's unreal, because the penalty doesn't really suit the crime when you think about it, because you give up so much time.
Yeah, it's such a fine line that they have to straddle between. Oh, big moment there by Dean O'Brien, but does a good job to hang on to it. Hopefully doesn't lose too much time. This 4-car battle still rages, by the way, looking at Wayne Burke at the moment. Oh, he's
going to look on the inside, maybe.
Corner.
He's thinking about it. He's looking. No, he thinks better of it.
Flings back out wide to try and get
and behind him,
again.
Tobias has run wide behind these boys.
Oh, he has too. He's going to lose a spot there to Samuel Collins. Will gather him up quick, smart. go and check out our race recall replay of the dramas that Tobias had in that last turn.
Looks like he's just outbraked himself a little. Very easy to do here, of course, and we know the V8 Supercar takes a bit to pull up. Just run a little bit wide on exit there.
Of course, that little bit of breathing space that Ellis has got, Dean O'Brien and Lee Day, these guys have got a little battle on their hands now, so I think if Dean O'Brien can hold it together, he's actually got some decent pace. Every time he seems to fall back off Lee Ellis, he really does reel him in fairly quickly, so I think if he just doesn't worry about his rearview mirror too much with Lee Day all over him, I think they can really close his margin back to Ellis.
Yeah, but Ellis, the last 2 laps, he hasn't had him. He's dropped back down to the 27 lows, so now he doesn't have to look in his mirror. He's looking ahead
to
this third place again.
The lap times these guys are doing are also close though, so it's very difficult to make ground on anyone without them making a mistake. You look at Lee Ellis there with a 27.3, 27.2 then for O'Brien, another 27.3 for Lee Day and a 27.2 for Sean Kelly. There are no difference between them.
Let's have a look at this battle on screen. Tobias Zerny pretty keen to get that position back on Samuel Collins. We just touched on his little whoopsie, just running wide at the last turn.
The move done by Carlin May for 15th on Michael Schreier. Great move there into turn 2 there.
Oh, we'll check out the action on our race
not
recall
over
replay.
Oh, no, definitely not over.
Inside. It's Carlin runs a little bit wide.
That's allowed Cox through, and he's going to look at Schreier. He's better of it.
We'll just catch you up with all the action as we check out the action on the race recall replay, and then we'll get you up to speed. But a decent battle here with Cox and Carl May and Michael Schreier right in the fold. These guys battling for 15th, 16th and 17th position.
And they've let Marlon McMullen get away, who was battling with Bo Cattell.
Just ahead of that, we've got Sam Collins under massive pressure from Tobias Cerny there.
Oh, he's going to have a look here up the inside, will he? Tobias, he'll have a look.
He's got a nose in.
Yeah, he thinks these guys have got plenty of racing room. Oh, they both get a little bit squirrely on the power.
That was a good job by Sam Collins to hold his line, but still leaving plenty of room for Tobias on the inside.
You can see it all started to unfold where Samuel just got a little bit taily on the exit just before the last turn, and Tobias had a real good look at him. So these guys plenty of pace on board, but they don't want to muck about too much because they've got Bo Cattell and Marlon McMullen starting to catch up on the back of these guys as well. Yeah,
well, there's very little margin for error here, and as soon as you slip up, there's plenty of guys ready to capitalise. It's just so tight through the field.
Oh, in front of you, but Bo Cattell, he's had a big moment. He's gone sideways. That'll give the position to Marlon McMullen.
Oh,
looked like he may have just got the left rear onto the dirt, and that sent him round. We'll check out a race recall replay of Bo Cattell's moment, and unfortunately he's dropped about 3 spots. That'll put him right back behind Troy Cox now.
Way wide, way over the Ribble strip.
You know,
well,
he's very lucky that he didn't get clobbered on the rejoin either, but that could have been a hell of a lot worse than what it actually is. But back on the black stuff, and he continues on.
Oh, just seeing Fabian just a little bit sideways coming out of the turn, trying to get the power down on the back of Hilly. And of course, he's got Senjin right there snapping at the back of his heels too. So these guys aren't giving up. This battle's for 7th, 8th and 9th, and really doing a good job applying pressure to each other.
And the fight for 12th, we've got Marlon McMullen putting massive pressure on Sam Collins. Tobias Cerny's made the pass, and there's got a bit of a gap now on Sam, who's now coming under pressure from Marlon for 12th place.
Oh, while that's all happening, we will quickly touch on our race leader, which is Josh Muggleton in the Tats.com Falcon, leading over his teammate. These guys have been pretty much separated by about half a second all night, I think. These guys are trading fastest lap times each and every lap and really doing a good job. These guys have pulled a margin of over 15 seconds now, so really on cruise control for these two boys. But I tell you what, there's no team orders at TTR. both these guys are having a real red-hot go, and they're really punching out some great numbers.
Yeah, they'll be going hard all the way to the end. We're going to be coming to 8 laps to go this time. This race has just flown through, hasn't it?
Yeah, plenty of action on screen to keep us busy, and that's what's great about this series. Oh, we're just hearing that Collins has got a bit of a moment there. Good action there. Looks like Mullen will get the job done around the outside. Nice job.
That's
Collins
not a pass that you see too often.
Collins was just on the brakes a little bit too early and just allowed Marlon just to send it up through around the outside and tuck it in. Great job by Marlon.
It's not over yet. He's still got to hold that position, but Marlon's come back. He started this race in 18th place, and now that'll punch him up to 12th position as the guys cross the line.
We look back again at the gains and losses, and we see there Marlon's up 6 spots. Again, Lee Day and Sean Kelly up 4. Troy Cox is managing his way back through the field with only 7 lost now, after going 11 spots down. But great racing throughout the whole field, so I don't think this one's over.
Plenty to go still yet, that's for sure.
Right in behind Samuel Collins and Nolan McMullen is Troy Cox.
Looks like he's got some pace on these guys.
He's at least 1.5 seconds quicker than these boys in front, so...
And Michael Schreier behind him is also carrying the same speed, so before too long we might see Schreier and Cox on these two guys, especially if they continue to fight, which they definitely are. Look at Sam Collins.
Sam really having a look. It's a dangerous spot. We saw Marlon pull off the move around the outside there at Collins. Not something you want to try, but...
Look at the ground there.
Way sideways through the kink and just made so much ground up.
Talking about ground, he's right there on the back of Collins now. So his pace has been pretty good all week, and of course we touched on that he did start the race in 7th, had that bit of a whoopsie, but now trying to find himself back up into the fold here, racing with Samuel Collins and Marlon McMullen. So if he can just peel off a couple more spots before this race is over, it'll probably make him feel just a little bit better. Of course, he's having a bit of a look here. They're both having a nice dive. You can see these cars moving around at the back of Marlon McMullen. It's pretty impressive.
With how hard these guys are fighting in front of Troy Cox, he's definitely going to be licking his chops, hoping that he's going to get a window through soon, and definitely going to want to take care of both of those as quickly as he can and then move on to the next one. A little bit loose on the exit there though. He's definitely pushing hard, not leaving anything behind.
To all that happening there, look, have a look at this battle here with you got Matty Hill, Michael Fabian and Sanjay. These guys really nose to tail, really having a red hot go as the laps start to dwindle away in this race.
Yeah, anytime it looks like they're starting to spread out, all of a sudden they just come right back together again. It never stops. It's been a great fight throughout the whole race here. Fabian a little wide, which is giving Sanjay the opportunity to get a bit of a run to the final corner, but Fabian stays defensive.
Well, we're hearing that Carl Mays had a massive damage at the corkscrew. So we'll get a race recall replay as he comes through the corkscrew, gets on the power and fires it straight into the fence. So he's going to have massive damage to that V8 Supercar Fan Group Falcon.
Yeah, it looks like he's just run a little bit wide on the right-hand side, caught a bit of the dirt, and that's just fired him into the outside wall. Such a shame to see that happen to May. He was having a great run through this race.
So unfortunately it's race over as he heads to pit lane to survey the damage, but unfortunate stuff for him, so that'll put him out of it. But we check out the action back up front. We haven't forgot about these boys. It's a little bit hard to sometimes when you see about all the action going on up and down the field and the margin that these boys have got. They're pretty much just following, looks like Madison's just following in Muggo's tyre tracks. I know it's not as easy as what it looks, but they do look like they're on cruise control.
And the consistency is the most impressive thing to me. Just look, and they're still punching out 26.6s, 26.7s without fail each time.
Yeah, there's not much separating these two. Yeah, all within 6 100ths every lap. So
Looks like Troy Cox has gotten around Samuel Collins.
Yep. Collins way deep under brakes trying to pass Marlon into the corkscrew and just way off into the sand.
That's a very opportunistic move by Troy Cox, but that's exactly how it needs to be. It's the best way to make your way through the field, not put yourself in a position of harm and take advantage of those that do slip up in front of you. So he'll be wanting to get past Marlon McMullen next. Let's see what he can do with that.
He's not mucking about, is he? He's right to the back bumper of Marlon McMullen, so he's definitely got pace in the Hyper Simulator TCR Falcon. I guess that's going all the way up through the TTR boys. You can see Marlon really struggling on exit, trying to get the power down, and Troy will be looking behind there just saying, yep, he's got an opportunity here. If he can get a decent run out, maybe under brakes, he'll look at the inside, but a little bit too much more margin to cover there. So Marlon will just hold his line. And Cox, look at that mid-quarter speed. That is sensational.
And Marlon fighting his car on entry, mid and exit. And this will be, very tight there by Marlon.
He's going to be careful. That's the last you want to go through side by side. But you can see the run that Cox has got. He's going to try the outside move that Marlon tried.
Wow.
Look at it sideways. Look at that thing moving around under brakes.
And he's still got it inside.
Contact! Marlon, he's going to hold on to it. Can he hold on to it? He's going to get stuck by Collins behind him.
What a job by Collins to hold on to it.
Dangerous stuff. You don't want to go to the corkscrew to side by side, and you can see they both didn't want to give up real estate. A little bit of contact between those two, and lucky for Marlon that he didn't go around. We'll check out the race recall replay on boards with Collins, and you can see all the action happening in front.
How that didn't end in tears, we'll never know.
You can get through there very easily 2x2, but Marlon just turning in on Cox, just not allowing the room at all. So causing his most undoing. He's undone himself.
That battle that Marlon McMullen's had with Sam Collins has definitely taken its toll on his rear tyres, and he's got no grip at the moment compared to some of the other guys.
So you can see he's got his hands forward now. Looks like Schreier all over the back of him, but we'll quickly look. There's 4 laps to go in this race, and I tell you what, it hasn't gone easy up front. You can see these guys still battling out. Sorry, it's 3 laps to go in this race. Lap 23 of 25, it's Josh Muggleton over Madison Down, and these guys have just been pretty much line astern for the moment, having a real red hot go. No team orders at TTR, which is what we like to see. And the way things are shaping out, Lee Ellis just got a little bit of a margin back there over Dean O'Brien. We may be looking at another 1, 2, 3 for TTR.
Yeah, it looks like that battle for third settled down a little bit. Ellis has definitely got the lap speed over O'Brien at the moment.
Just recapping on other battles, Matthew Hill's been able to skip away from Michael Fabian, and Fabian's got Sanjin all over him still.
Seems like those two have been stuck together this whole race.
So it's a lap to tick away.
We got Bo Cattell massively locked up into 2. That's allowed Richard Elwood through.
It
looks like
massive movement.
Well
he
off
locked
the track there.
the rears. We'll check out the race recall replay, but lucky not to fire it off any further than he did. He did a good job of pulling it up, but just got the rears locked and touched the dirt, and he was passenger from there.
We got Sean Kelly. Engine dramas.
Kelly in trouble, it looks.
Into 5. Massive blow up. Too quick on the shifts. And she's just detonated. Right
check out the action on the race recall replay.
Maddie Hill.
That would be a heart starter for Maddie Hill, and unfortunately that gives up 6 space for Sean Kelly, so it's night over.
Here we go, we look at it now.
And it's easy to do, isn't it? It doesn't take much to downshift and then kabang, that's where it goes, and unfortunately that's night over.
We've still got Sanjin putting massive pressure on Michael Fabian.
Look at Fabian move around sideways. Sorry, mate, to cut you off, but you can see he's just really crossed up. Sanjin's really loving what he's seeing in front of him.
Well, there's only 2 laps to go in the race, and these boys know it. They're definitely getting everything that they can at the moment. and looks like Sanjin has really got pace over Fabian at the moment.
Oh, you can see he's really moving around.
Touching on the boys up front, they finally slipped into the 127s now.
Yeah, incredible pace, isn't it? Well, the last lap for these guys. It's been a brilliant effort up front. Nothing in it between Josh Muggleton and Madison Down. From the drop of the green flag, Muggo's led it to turn one, and I don't think all night there's been a bigger margin than probably just over half a second for these guys. It's really been a Tats.com 1-2 freight train. These guys just line astern, and it hasn't been easy, no doubt about that. These guys have been really pushing each and every lap, and I know Madison Down wants that win just as much as Muggo does, so they haven't been lying down. They've both been giving it everything they've got, and the times prove that. To see that margin over Lee Ellis over 18 seconds now, it's pretty impressive stuff from these two.
Yeah, it's been a clinical display from the Tats boys. They haven't put a foot wrong all race as we round the final corner for the last time.
Now we've still got about half a lap to go, unfortunately, as they come up towards the corkscrew.
Excuse me for that, I hadn't quite caught up. Still following up on all the battles through the field.
They're not giving up though. Madison's right there in the back of Muggo. Everyone thinks Muggo's going to get it handed to him on this last lap. Madison's got nothing coming, but a brilliant effort. We touched on it. These guys have done everything right, and of course Muggleton coming into tonight. We heard the dramas of Justin Ruggier, who's out of the championship, and this is exactly what Muggleton needed, a decent win and a good result for both Tats.com boys. It's a 1-2. Josh Muggleton, Madison Down will cross the line. A brilliant formation finish for the Tats.com boys.
Yeah, great work there by the boys, and I'm pretty sure not too many celebrations in that last lap after last week with Josh Muggleton.
And of course, finishing the TTR fold, it's Lee Ellis will cross the line 2 weeks in a row. It's been a TTR 1-2-3. Josh Muggleton, Madison Down, and Lee Ellis crossing for third place. Dean O'Brien for fourth, Lee Day in fifth, Matty Hill sixth, Michael Fabian.
He's going to hold out for seventh here.
Just
great
going to
job
hold
by
on.
Michael Fabian there. He was definitely under pressure. He's hasn't been an easy run home for him.
Wayne
Collins,
Burke in
McMullen
ninth.
and Schreier. And another little great battle there for the mid of the pack. The two Fincar boys still battling it out with Anthony Kernich right there. Great job by them.
Tough race for Kernich too. Started 20th, finished 19th. So had his work cut out for him all race long. But a brilliant battle up and down throughout the field. Didn't matter where you looked tonight. There was so many great battles, and it was really brilliant to watch.
Just goes to show how tight this field is. But Josh Muggleton, the man who didn't make any mistakes, Madison Down right behind him the whole way, pressuring him. But Muggo never let up and reaps the rewards. Well done to the Tats boys.
It's exactly what Muggo needed, isn't it? You know, we talked about the misfortune that Ruggie has got. It really puts him in great side here. It's going to be a great battle between him and Madison Down as they come to the wire for the championship. Really interesting couple of weeks in front of us.
And look at Lee Ellis celebrating as well. Fantastic drive by him to hold onto the podium spot there. Wasn't easy by any stretch, and great drive to hold on.
Right, we'll quickly run through the field. Our race winner for tonight for round 8 from Laguna Seca, Josh Muggleton, heads a Tats.com 1-2 over Madison Down, and the third TTR driver in the fold, Lee Ellis, clean sweeps the podium. In fourth place, a brilliant battle all night long, Dean O'Brien, Lee Day in fifth, Matty Hill in sixth, Michael Fabian in seventh, Sanjin in eighth, Wayne Burke in ninth, Tobias Zerny in 10th. Troy Cox in 11th, Samuel Collins in 12th, Marlon McMullen in 13th, Michael Schreier in 14th, Richard Arwood in 15th. Bo Cattell had his fair share of dramas tonight in 16th position, Simon Black in 17th, Marty Atkins in 18th, Anthony Kernich in 19th, Sajep Jambekera in 20th, Sean Kelly in 21st, and Carl May rounds out your top 22.
Yeah, great racing there again for the second week in a row from Mazda Laguna Seca. Just looking forward to the next round. I think the quality of racing is really stepping up as we're looking into the really the definitive part of the championship where we get drop weeks come in.
That's right, and there's no rest for these boys. Of course, they'll already be starting to think about next week, and of course next week for round 9 we head to Road Atlanta. So the boys got their work cut out for them there. 32 left, and that for a lot of the guys, that homework will start pretty much tonight.
Yeah, never laps up. You need to get all the laps in that you can to try and make the most of your opportunities, because as we saw tonight, it's just so tight throughout the field.
So we just wait for a couple of guys to join us here in the commentary box. Someone who has slipped in, Matty Hill. Matty bringing home a 6th place finish tonight.
Oh man, that was all over the place. I had an absolute bullet until lap 5, and it all just fell apart on me.
What happened, mate?
Oh, I don't know, just burnt the tyres up, I think. It was 3 wide into the last corner with O'Brien and Fabian. I think I tried to get too much wheel spin out and ended up frying the tyres and making contact with Fabian. And man, it was a tough race. That was a tough race.
Yeah, we saw you there battling with your old sparring partner, Michael. How was that, getting back into it with him?
Oh man, I love racing with Fabian. I was a bit too rough tonight. I think I had my elbows out, that's for sure. But he always puts up a great fight, and I found myself drifting away and coming back to him. So I had a great race with Fabian, and it was very unfortunate for Sean Kelly there at the end. I was just starting to reel him in, and he blew his engine up. So unlucky to Sean, but well done to Muggo and Madison and Lee for the top 3 guys. Awesome drive, and the new boy Dean, well done, 4th place, awesome drive.
You mentioned cooking your tyres there, Matty. It looked like with how close the field was, there's no opportunity for you to cool them down at all, because there was just cars all over each other everywhere you looked.
Oh, I know, exactly right. I always found myself battling with someone. It was absolutely crazy. It was the best fun I've had in a long time. That was really good.
No, it was brilliant to watch, that's for sure.
Of course, our race winner for tonight, Josh Muggleton, who slipped into the commentary box, mate, leading home at Tats.com 1-2 with teammate Madison down. Brilliant race, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It wasn't without issues, though. I was having dramas the whole race. Started off with a few computer issues and a jumpy screen, and then I had wheel issues. My wheel ended up 45 degrees to the left after that, from about lap 5 on. So I have to dig down to find out what's to go with that. But yeah, considering all that, pretty happy to come away with the win after that with Madison all over me there.
Of course, the UTats.com boys are starting to make a bit of habit of this, and of course, Lee Ellis dropping into the fold, making it a TTR 1, 2, 3, 2 weeks in a row.
Lots of
Yeah, things are really clicking at the moment, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, yeah, like you said, 2 weeks in a row now. We seem to be on top of the sets, which is good, and have good pace. So hopefully we can keep it going towards the end of the season and finish the championship strong for all 3 of us and the whole team.
Now, of course, speaking of championships, I know it's bad luck that we hear from Justin Ruggier a little bit earlier. He's going to be out for the rest of the season with that he's broken his arm. So with tonight's result, that sort of makes it look pretty good for you for championship-wise in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it does, but look, nothing's done yet. It's obviously a shame to hear about that to Justin. That's no good. It's a shame because it was shaping up to be an awesome fight to the finish for the championship between the 3 of us. So yeah, disappointing news to hear that. Wish him all the best with his hand and hope it recovers quickly. But yeah, it's sort of put the ball in my court. Sorry, for the championship now. So just got to keep the solid results going and hopefully come away with it in the end.
Well, brilliant job, mate. And of course, you didn't have to look too far. Right in the rearview mirror was your teammate, the other Tats.com Falcon of Madison Down. Madison, brilliant race. Another 1-2 for you boys.
Yeah, pretty good. And, not just the 1-2 for the 2 Tats.com racing cars, but also we had Lee Ellis there, 3rd in the Hyper Stimulator car, as you guys mentioned before, for the 2nd week in a row. So we've had really good results for the team, and Muggo just was too good tonight. He was a freak in qualifying and pulled an amazing lap time out. I don't know how he went that quick, but Well, I knew my race pace would probably be a little bit closer to his, and it helped having his wheel bugger up a little bit and jump off center. You know, it doesn't affect the car handling and all, but it certainly buggers up your pattern, I suppose, your routine. You're not used to having to drive in a straight line with the wheel at 45 degrees. But overall, great result for the team tonight. And yeah, Muggo and I are going to be fighting for this championship all the way to the end, that's for sure.
Well, you definitely kept the pressure on him the whole way home, Mads, and it was an impressive drive from the two of you to be that close without a slip-up at any stage. So it was a fantastic drive for the two Tats cars.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't quite have the tyres under me halfway through the race, and I backed it off a bit and had a bit of a go at him in the final laps of the race and just didn't quite have enough. But I think with about 5 laps to go, I actually drilled him going into the last corner. I locked the rears and centre punched his bumper and got him a bit sideways. So a bit of an awkward moment there, but, you know.
Well, we must have missed that because there was so much to look at throughout the rest of the field. It seemed that you two were the only two that managed to keep it all under control, and you did a great job controlling the race.
Yeah, thanks for that. It was a pretty good race for us, as we've said a few times now, and luckily we both kept it out of trouble. There was a little bit of contact that one time, but nothing too bad, and we brought it home. So yeah, great result for us.
And of course, the third driver of the TTR fold starting to make a habit of this, Mr. Ellis. Podium and a 1, 2, 3, 2 weeks in a row, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for that. I somehow pulled out a 0.3 in quali just before I went to work, which is always a habit, and come with 5 minutes to go. So I'm liking this 1, 2, 3 thing. I was hoping Hammer and Ruggs would be racing so they can take each other out so I can sneak through again, but it wasn't meant to be. I still got third, so I can't really complain.
You had your hands full too. Dean O'Brien was keeping you honest for most of the race.
Yeah, I know. I knew Dean was quicker than me overall. If I could get past him at the start, which I tried to do last night but couldn't manage, but if I could get past him, I could keep him behind me. It's fair hard to pass around here. Just need to focus on my apexes, don't burn my tyres, which I'm pretty known for. And yeah, just drive the thing straight and somehow get away. But yeah, Dean had a few internet issues I saw, and I'm just going to call Muggo and Madison Seb from now on. Just going off into the distance.
Well, brilliant effort, mate. A great result for yourself and for TTR. It was a job well done, mate. So no doubt you'll be looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I really didn't want to look forward to this week. So I was just going to go, nah, screw it, next week. But bring on Road Atlanta, love that track.
Well, your effort paid off, Lee. Definitely got to be happy with the third place, especially if that was your thoughts coming into it. Well done.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud. Like, starting fourth, I thought, yeah, I'll be happy with the fourth. But as soon as I got past Dean, I was like, yeah, that's hopefully it. But he kept me busy for a few laps and just kept on me, so I'm pretty happy. Just I never want to go back to this track again though. So that's just a note. That's a note, Jay, wherever you are.
And of course, the man we've been talking about kept you honest all race. Dean O'Brien coming home in fourth, mate. Brilliant pace there, and a great battle to watch between you and Ellis in those opening stages, and pretty much throughout the whole race.
Yeah, the car had really good pace tonight. Just had a little bit unlucky with the internet issues, but I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, overall, the car's been getting faster and faster each week, and hopefully I can stay up here for the rest of the races this season.
How's your preparation coming into this week, mate? It's probably one of those tracks that some people love it, some people don't love it too much, but your thoughts coming into this week and your preparations?
Well, actually, I didn't really like this track. To be honest, I didn't think I had good pace until everyone just started to qualify, and I realised that I had okay pace.
A great sign for things to come then, mate. You must be looking forward to next week and pushing on from here.
Well, yeah, I've never driven that other track. Where are we at, Road Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never driven there before, so we'll see what happens.
Definitely be in for a treat. It's a beautiful circuit, Dean, and hopefully you can carry some momentum onto it.
Yeah, that'd be good. Both our Osram, or all of our Osram cars at recent have found some good pace, so hopefully we can keep that up and carry on.
Well, all the best for next week and, of course, the rest of the season, mate. It's really good to have you up the pointy end of the field, mate. And we look forward to chatting to you as the weeks go on.
Cheers.
Another man that was thick in the fold and definitely had his work cut out for him, and a decent result when you think about starting back in 18th place. Marlon McMullen. Marlon, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you guys, sorry?
Good. You had your work cut out there for you. Nice little battle with a number of drivers and side-by-side action there with Troy Cox into the corkscrew. That was your stuff and a decent job to hold on to it too, mate.
Yeah, I've been having a little bit of internet problems lately, so thankfully my modem held through that race. But, you know, I had a little bit of lag spikes, so a couple of those incidents were my fault on my behalf, of course. You know, but we started 18th. It wasn't really the end of the world. You know, I've usually pretty good at plucking off a few people in the race. You know, had a few awesome battles throughout the field. Samuel Collins, who else was there? A couple of the other blokes, really. And yeah, just was facing a top 10 and then just all went a little bit of pear-shaped, but these things happen.
Now, I know you've been saying in the last few weeks that you've been fighting your setups, but you've been getting on it and getting your pace back. But tonight we saw you fighting the car towards the end. Just not your sort of track, or can we expect more from you next week?
Yeah, I like Rhodeland. It suits my aggressive sort of driving nature a little bit more. This track's more predominantly suits the, I find, the traditionalist sort of drivers. So the car balance was all out of whack for me this week, and not much I can really do. When you're in damage control, you're in damage control. But we go to Rhodeland with our heads high, see how we go.
Definitely didn't have any breathing room out there, did you, Marlon? It seems like you were in the thick of it every time we had a look. No time to let up.
Well, that's what you want to be in. You want to be in these awesome battles at the end of the day. I mean, if you're not doing the best out there, you just want to have fun. And, you know, that's what I had tonight. I mean, even with Troy, I'm not upset with Troy. I made a blue. I locked up the brakes. So, you know, I copped the penalty for that one and lost 2 spots.
Oh, at the end of the day, mate, it was a good show. It was great for us up here in the commentary box. I know you would have been holding your breath there a couple of times behind the wheel, but a good effort, mate, to come back from where you did. And, mate, we look forward to chatting to you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you there.
Another driver who slipped into the commentary box, Tobias Zerny, mate. Tobias, you had your fair share of for action on the track too. Would you bring it home in 10th place?
Yeah, guys, it was very difficult this time. I lost 2 positions at the start, and then I was found myself back in the same battle pack I was in the early race with Michael Schreier and Samuel Collins. It was fun to battle with them. Once I got the move done, I was able to drive a little bit away, but unfortunately I made a mistake into the last corner and couldn't get the car stopped and lost 4 seconds or something in another position and had to fight it back. And then, of course, the guys in front were gone, and luckily I earned a top 10 finish this time.
Now, of course, with that week behind us, mate, we look forward to next week at Road Atlanta. Your thoughts on that one coming up?
I think this will be better fitting to my driving style as well. A few seasons ago, I had a great result there. I think 6th or 7th place in the main race as well. So I will try to repeat this and work with better preparation with a good setup. See what I can do there.
We appreciate your time too, of course, showing all the guys at home the lap around Laguna Seca. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to chatting to you next week and hopefully for bigger and better things to come.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for broadcasting as well. You guys always did a great job. Really enjoy watching these races afterwards, so keep it going.
Appreciate the kind words, mate. Thanks very much.
Yes.
Well, I think that's just about going to wrap us up for round 8 Laguna Seca. Appreciate your help in the commentary box there, Des, and of course Leo jumping in the fold too, mate. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, brilliant night of racing. I'm just happy to be a part of it and enjoy all the action myself. So looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, great round that Laguna threw up for us, and with the boys fighting it out. The championship is going to be very tight coming into drop week, so it's good to see Madison coming through now, and unfortunate for Sean tonight, but hopefully he can bounce back and get up there and mix it with these boys. Yeah, it's a bit tiresome sometimes when you start seeing Tats win all the time, so
And of course, one man that we couldn't do our job without, and of course had a pretty quiet night, thanks to Astro Gaming headsets, is our very own Reece Gardner. Reece, mate, a quiet one tonight, but all in all, good racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. When there wasn't stuff going on in the pits, I had lots of fun actually watching the racing out on track. Road Atlanta next week, bring it on.
And of course, a big thanks to Seb behind the scenes, who brings all these great pictures to everyone wherever you may be watching in Australia or around the world. We appreciate your time and all the hard work behind the scenes, Seb. Thank you very much. And of course, a big shout out to Jay Kennedy, who's he's pulled a bit of a heart muscle tonight. He's not firing on all 4 cylinders, so we've put him up on the hoist. We've given him his 200,000k service, and hopefully he'll be back next week to join in all the antics at Road Atlanta. Of course, we're going to do 32 laps as the iRacing V8 Supercar Series heads there for round 9. Well, thought tonight was great. Don't forget to tune in next week. Brilliant race, like I said, from Road Atlanta. The championship really hotting up. Of course, everything that's happened with the championship with Justin Ruggier, he's out. And of course, Josh Muggleton really stamped his name on the championship tonight. A brilliant effort from him. And of course, we'll talk to you next week for Road Atlanta. But as we wrap things up, a big thanks to Direct Clutch Services, V8's online superstore, and our good friends at V8 Supercar Fan Group. You've been watching the official iRacing V8 Supercar Series here on V8's Online. Your winner for round 8 from Laguna Seca, Josh Muggleton.